Hey guys, welcome to another one of our videos. I am the Worm, this is the program. You're too busy vaping obviously to say hello.
Hello.
There we go, rude bastards. We're in a bit of a mood tonight guys, so bear with us because
something's in the water around here. Viagra. It's not happening. I don't know, honestly, we're on something that I don't know what it is.
I'm definitely having problems with my sac region at the moment. I can't get comfortable. I don't know what it is. They just keep getting in the way, and if you see me go testicles, you know why. It's one of them. But anyway, today, what are we going to be doing? Because we've kind of run out of things to review at the moment because we are waiting for several things to come into post. But you'll be updated on them eventually. But today, obviously, you all know.
So just show them what we're going to do.
You all know what one of these is because we've done about 3 reviews on them now. And Mr. Proton successfully today got a dual coil working after his 5th attempt.
3rd.
5th? You said
3rd.
5th.
I lied to you earlier.
He's lying now. He's 5.
It's not. It's dual coiling now. I don't know if you can actually make that. There you go. But yeah, basically I got bored, so I decided to wrap a dual coil earlier, just because I could more than anything else. You see me pulling some strange faces because what I'm vaping is raspberry menthol, but I got a bit ambitious with the menthol, wasn't really paying attention, just that'll do. And honestly, I vape it for 5 minutes and an hour later it still feels like I'm vaping it. Is that much menthol in this at the minute, so slowly working its way through, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think it is, but then again, I have no taste buds at the moment.
We'll get onto that, no doubt.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell him now.
Alright.
He's not really funny, he's like, I've lost my taste buds. I cannot taste raspberry, I cannot taste apple, I cannot taste anything.
They run off.
Fucking annoying me. I have literally got the only one taste bud that is working is menthol.
And that's my thing.
And even that is dulled.
Taste.
Yeah, and even that's dull because he's saying like that's like ice to him. It feels just like a normal menthol to me. So
he's on something if he thinks this feels like a normal menthol. Honestly, he's got a nicotine over a
But I can taste the raspberry in that. I don't understand.
I can barely taste the raspberry. It's so menthol that honestly, it's like vaping. You know, for guys from the UK, if you know what airwaves are, the chewing gum, the first 2 bites of that, and it's like it's like vaping that constantly. It is powerful stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, it's just like a normal. Fuck off, normal menthol my arse, honestly. But yeah. So basically, Worm's mouth's dead. We're not entirely sure what's going on. We've done a bit of research into it, and basically, from what
I basically read a few websites, and they were saying like between 2 to like 3 months, your taste buds after quitting smoking and doing pure vaping, your taste buds will decide to come back to life. But before they come back to life, they're going to spend 2 weeks to 2 months repairing themselves, where you can taste sweet FA.
It's not something that happens
Thank
to
you very
everyone.
much, taste buds.
It's not something that happens to everyone. Personally, mine are fine, but
even yours are slightly dull though.
It's not. Honestly,
they are dulled.
He's got an obsession with trying to claim that my mouth's going through the same thing as his. He hasn't got a fucking clue. We've mixed up some raspberry and something's happened. I think the supply of raspberry, the actual concentrate, is not what it was. I think it's been killed by something. They've changed the mixture and it's crap. So he's going, oh,
or it's been contaminated by something and we're not sure.
Is it fuck? I can taste everything fine. He's saying he can't even tell that Coke just tastes like fizzy water and stuff. Coke to me is Coke. It tastes normal, but apparently to the Worm, it doesn't taste normal. So, but that's basically, Worm's mouth has got AIDS.
It's dead.
It stopped working. So yeah, he can't taste anything. So I've been trying to persuade him to vape. Well, stuff that I don't like. So I mean, we've got some reggae night.
Even though I can't taste it, I can still feel the textures of the flavours. I know it sounds really weird when you like. I'm trying to say it to you, but like, what's going on in my mouth is that no flavour, but there's like a coating of stuff when I'm vaping certain flavours. And when I'm vaping the raspberry, because I've tasted the raspberry before my taste buds died, of the new one, which is kind of, we think contaminated somehow. We're not sure how, but it's not what it was that we ordered. That we was, you know, when we used to go raspberry.
It's not the same.
It's not that no more. It's crap. But we have ordered more raspberry from 2 other vendors today to try their raspberries.
One or another, we will have it back.
We will have a raspberry again and again. So, but yeah, my taste buds. It feels weird, but like I can taste the texture. I know it sounds really fucked up, but like the raspberry, how it felt in my mouth before, like the manky stuff when we tried it, it still feels the same. And I don't know whether it's like flavour memory that is just making my brain obviously. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to explain. It's like unless anyone else out there has lost their taste buds like through vaping at some point in their vaping life, which apparently it can happen at any time anyway. But the most common point is when you stop smoking.
Yeah, give up vaping, lose your flavour.
Well, some people say like people vape a lot.
Do want to point? It seems to be quite rare because we've done quite a bit of research and it isn't that many sort of posts and forum blogs and stuff about it. It's just, there's not that much info about it, but what people have said is that things like drinking a lot of water can help, which he refuses to do because all he drinks is Coke. Vaping something like a menthol can help. It apparently cleanses your palate and a few other bits and bobs as well. But they've all said it will pass, so it's what's known in the forum community by the people that have had it as a 3-month wall, so that kind of gives you some indications to how long it's going to take before it happens to you, if it happens to you. Several other people we know vaping, they've had no complaints from them, so it might be one of them things that very few people get, but if it does happen to you, maybe this will shed some light on what's going on.
Don't panic, it will return soon enough, and you can taste menthol, or you can feel the menthol, and if you like menthol, like I don't mind a menthol, just vape menthol for a couple of months. It's not going to bother you at all. I mean, you can taste a few flavours very minutely, but they are so dulled it's not even worth it. It's really not. Just go with menthol, be done. So, well, anyway, yes, dual coiling, my black DDA.
Do want to point out on mine, I've gone either side of the post, so I've got one above the air hole and one not, but obviously they're in a chamber, so the airflow will bring all of that vape up.
I'm going to try and get mine both above the air hole.
So a coil on top of a coil, but not getting them to touch. It's going to be maybe hippie wick.
Well, we don't know yet.
We haven't got a clue, guys. This is literally going to wing it. We'll fucking.
This is going to be a long video. So again, if you want to go get your drinks and like whatever now, and your ass cushion, your donut.
You don't.
Just get what some people out there might have passed.
Dan, if you're at work, I'd suggest going and checking the things you've got to check now, geez, because
it's going to be a long one. Or put your headset in and just crack away. Yeah, he's done this 5 times. No matter what he says,
I've done it 3 times. You cock munch. 5. I've done it twice at work and this evening.
You tried it once here the other week.
Did I?
Yes.
Not true.
It did.
I didn't do it here.
You did. He tried it here. So it's at least 4.
Lies.
We'll meet in the middle.
Lies.
5.
How is me saying adamantly 3, you're saying 5? How is 5 now meeting in the middle?
Because I'm the worm and I win.
His flavours is not the only thing that's gone in his head. So yeah, I'm the one and I dictate how much I've done. So yeah, 3 times.
Well, anyway, he's tried it 3 times. I haven't even given this a crack yet. I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to have a crack at it, see where we go. I will be saying I am using the nichrome.
With high resistance.
Yeah, because obviously when you do dual core stuff, the ohmage will drop.
Typically half. So I mean, I've got 2 5-wrap nichrome coils in this, and usually 5-wraps on their own. This nichrome's about 4 ohms, but because you're basically putting 2 through the same connection, it halves the ohmage, not doubles it. So that can throw some people off to what it did for us at first, to be honest, because I tried it with Camphor first, and I was like, what the fuck, 0.7 ohms? So yeah, I was a bit like, huh? But I thought about it.
Wouldn't even fire it.
Yeah, it was so low ohms, my Vama wouldn't even fire it, but Provide wouldn't even fire it.
Nope.
But,
unless you've got a mechanical mod or a vision spinner, it won't.
Yeah, something that hasn't got the chipset in it. But yeah, basically the best way to think of it would be, well, you're trying to get the power down one channel. That's where your resistance comes from. Double the channels, it makes it twice as easy for the power to get there. So that's basically, you double the cables, you're going to halve the ohmage. So that's why we're using the high resistance nichrome. After having re-wicked a few times ourselves with nichrome and canthol, I think I'm kind of moving towards the nichrome as opposed to the canthol. But try both and see where you sit. I know we've recommended canthol. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But
the canthol works
perfect
amazingly.
preference.
I mean, we've also been researching this on the forums as well, like we do. We try and give you as much information as possible, and we did come across a forum, or you did come across a forum that basically said you're either a canthol man or a nichrome man.
I think I'm going to go for nichrome, to be honest. From this, just the canthol seems to take longer to bed in. I know it lasts longer because it's thicker, but the nichrome for me is straight away works. Very little bedding in period, and there's no real taste taintedness from it in its bedding in period. With the canthol, there seems to be a little bit.
I think the point that I would say on this is, if you don't want to be re-wicking it every week, and you don't mind a couple of hours bedding in period if you're vaping it a lot, then go with the canthol. If you're like us and we like to change ours every 3 to 4 days anyway, because we like to try new things, we're probably going to stick with nichrome now. But we're going to be using the canthol because we do re-wick or Nova heads and V3 heads for our friends. So we're using the camp file for them mainly because they want to be able to use it for 2 to 3 weeks without having to bring it back to us to repair it. So
yeah, basically.
But that's as far as we got. I mean, we are telling you what we've learned as we go along. So I know, like last week, we were saying yes, buy the camp file. Now we're saying buy the Nichrome, but that's only down to your preference. If you want to be re-wicking this every 3 weeks, then stick with the camp file. That's where your money's going to be better off. If you want to re-wick it every week, you're going to be better off with the Nichrome because it's got less bedding in time, and alright, it doesn't last as long, and it doesn't. Then
it's a lot thinner wire to use. The Canthol 32 gauge Canthol is very thick. This Nichrome, it's a lot less resistance, and it's incredibly thin. But even the one equivalent to the Canthol, still
this
thin.
is high resistance one, isn't it? And it's still thinner than the Canthol.
Resistance, yeah. All high resistance will be thinner. The bigger the wire, the easier it is for it to go down.
Yeah, I know. I told you this.
Well, then what the fuck are you going on about?
Well, no, it isn't. What was the ohmage on this one? It was 29.
No, the ohmage on this is 29.87 or something per foot. So it equivalates to about, nearest match the difference, 80 ohms per meter, whereas that Canthol is like 38 ohms per. So it's basically twice the resistance, but it's more than half as thin. If that makes sense, I hope this makes a little bit of sense to you. But
you know, guys, we try and throw it at you as it comes to our heads. We really didn't plan this one. I was saying make a video earlier, and he was like, no, meh. And then it was a case of like, I decided to dual core mine and said, stick on video.
If there's something worth sticking on video, I might as well make it this, because at the end of the day, guys, if you're trying this for the first time, you're going to see what happens. I mean, we haven't got a clue what's going on. We're not even entirely sure how it's going to be done.
I'm not even sure. This re-wicking period is probably going to be a 20 to 25 minute long or more re-wicking bit.
But typically, I mean, with the close-ups and stuff, sometimes we film before and do the intro and out and the second part of the video. But we decided we was just going to do this as it came
because we wanted pure reactions from us, and so you saw how our reactions went when we go, "Oh, it worked!" or "fucking thing," which is probably going to be quite a few fucking things, to be honest.
I think with the way that Worm's planning on re-wicking this as well, there could be quite a few
bit adventurous
things.
But if it does work, it should work theoretically slightly better than Mr. Proton's.
If it works properly, because you've got both of them cores above the air hole, it should. I mean, don't get me wrong, the air's still got to come through that chamber. No matter where you slice it, the vape bin off this one, but this one will pull the vape quicker. So if you can get them both above it, then for sure, there's no reason why it shouldn't work better.
Yeah.
I do want to point out this is a 2 ohm, I think I said 2.2 ohm with 2 coils in here. And I may be running this at 6 volts, just a little bit. No, basically, I've been running this at 6 volts since I put it in, and that was 3-4 hours ago.
About 3 hours ago.
And I've eaten since then, so I haven't been vaping constantly, and I've used 1,000 mAh of my 2,000 mAh battery. So obviously, something to take into account. Tomorrow at work, I may need all of my batteries charged before I leave. So we'll see how it goes. But I think, should we head over, see what we can do with this thing?
Yeah, before that, I'm just going to say, like, at the end of this video, do stay tuned because we're going to be little spoilers about what's coming. A few spoilers. So, yeah, we're going to head over there now. I'm just going to start the video. You know how it goes. Got to find the stop button. There we go. See you in a sec, guys. Alright, guys, it wasn't exactly straight over. I did take a few minutes just to pre-cut my Nichrome wire, wash it and flame it. I have also cut my wicks out, which I'm doing obviously dual core, so I've got 2 bits of 4 instead of horseshoeing it and then doing 8 wicks together. So obviously because dual core, you don't want to be, if I dual cored that with 8 bits, it's going to be 16 bits in there and it's just going to be full of wick. So I've gone with 4 and 4. Hopefully that should work out quite nicely. So got my DDA apart over here, got my little paper clip. I know I said last time I didn't use it because I felt I did it better by hand, but because this Nichrome is a little bit thinner and a little bit easier to spin round, I'm going to try with the paper clip first. If I don't like how it sits, then I may retake it apart and do it again by hand.
Not just that, but with 2 cores, you want to make sure it's as close together as matching as possible. So basically, if you can get them both at the same tightness, they should heat equally, and so on and so forth. It's just consistency is the key to this, I think. I
mean, I've also had because, like I said, we had like 5-10 minutes where we just kind of like had a drink, got ourselves. Well, I sorted out my wire and wick, and Mr. Proton filled up his raspberry 10ml bottles and stuff. I had a little think about how I'm going to do this, but I'm still not 100% how this is going to work. So this could be an extreme foul, but we're going to put it out there anyway. So I'm just going to crack on by making this first coil around this first bit of wick. Most of the talking probably is going to be done by Mr. Proton while I'm focusing. So if I do go quite a bit, you obviously know why. You can see me here focusing like a trooper.
Basically, first things first, 4 bits of wick. Worms, like I say, Worms not going to horseshoe. He could have used 4 bits of wick and horseshoed it, but to be honest, for the purposes of this, having them 2 coils individually is going to make his life a lot easier. I did it by horseshoeing the wick 2 coils, and it would have been easier with 2 separate wicks and coil setups, just because it would basically.
You're not going to be able to see this on this camera, guys. We do apologise again, but until we get a better camera, we may redo some of these videos, depending on the camera we get and how well it does. But I'm going to be going with 5 wraps on this, because as you said, Mr. Proton's he done 5 wraps on his, and they work out to about 4 ohms each, and obviously it gets halved because you're using dual coil, so that gives you about a 2 ohm wrap.
Well, that's where mine sits anyway. Mine right at this precise minute is 2.2 ohms with 5 wraps on each coil. So it totally depends on how much wick and wire you use. You'll notice Worms left a lot to play with there. That's because we're not entirely sure what's going to be happening here. Worm in particular, obviously, he's the one that's doing it. Having more is always better than having less, because you may have to half thread one coil to give you room to thread the next one in, and obviously having plenty of wire to do so is going to make your life a lot easier in a long run. Got a bit Asian there, guys. But basically, you can see Worm's just sort of setting his coil up now. I can't really see it from here, to be honest with you. I know you guys can't really see it much better. Lighting and camera are not on our favour, but you can kind of.
I'll show Mr. Proton so he can verify that's quite a nice coil there.
That's lovely, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice and evenly spaced.
All the way around as well. It's not on camera at the moment, I am just talking, but I'm going to bring it back in before I do anything else. Obviously, I've moved the coil up a little bit on the wick. You can't really tell, but it is. I mean, you can tell the little bits coming off there, so you can see it. But now I'm just going to remove that paper clip, because I'm quite happy with that first one. It's quite tight, but it's also a little bit loose, which we've seen with most videos. Loose seems to be the way to go,
Not
just
too
slightly.
The problem with this, you can go either way. Make it too loose, you're in trouble. Make it too tight, you're in trouble. So you have got your first few attempts at this may go a bit wrong. I mean, again, mentioning you, Dan, one of our subscribers and someone we chat to quite a lot actually since doing these videos. We've got in sort of contact personally, and we talked to him quite a bit.
He's sending us some bacon.
He is sending us some bacon flavoured e-liquid, so big up for that. We're going to reciprocate that obviously and send him over some of our different e-liquids just so he can try them out and let us know what he thinks. But Dan got some Canthol DDA. He's actually now bought 3 DDAs and some wick, and he's giving it a go. Dan's had no problems whatsoever after watching our video, so hopefully, although you can't make everything out always, we are looking at getting a better camera this week, guys, as well, so hopefully these new videos are going to be even better for you.
Hopefully 1080p instead of 720. Yeah, so hopefully this one apparently has got a better zoom function on it, so,
and a decent focus as well. That's where we're struggling, because it wants to focus on our hands, so, but whatever, you'll see that if it happens this week.
Anyway guys, you can see I'm going for the second call straight away, not faffing around too much, because obviously we're expecting this to be about a 20-minute video as it is, and if I can get it done first try, it's going to be done in 10 minutes, and obviously that's better for you because you ain't got to sit here listening to us flap for 5 hours. So, well,
it's just a rinse and repeat at this stage though. It's just literally, once you've got them 2 coils sort of made up, that's the easy part. I mean, Worm do want to point out, you could use the standard DDA wicks that you get bought, you know, the replacement ones from Totally Wicked, but then bear in mind that 2.2 ohms is going to be 1.1 ohms at best, and if you're using any kind of mod Bravari Vamo in that, they're not going to run it. They've got a limit of 1.2 minimum that they will run, so you're going to need a mechanical mod, or like Worm stated, something like a spinner or a twist. But then you are pushing those little batteries hard to run these, so a mechanical mod really is what you're going to want to run. Seriously low resistance coils just is the only thing that will do the job properly. And if you are going to do that, make sure you're using high drain IMR batteries, because you don't want to use cheap batteries and have them bent on you.
So guys, I know my hand's all over the place here. I'm just trying to get it into the light for my own eyes to adjust and see this, because like we said, this is a lot thinner wire, so I'm trying to talk a bit softer here as well, guys, because my head is literally right next to the camera right now. Sorry if it does come through a little bit loud if you're sitting there with headphones on or whatever. There we go. Straighten that out.
This is the sort of the hard and easy part of the process, to be honest with you, because it's hard if you've never done it before, but easy if you have. And compared to what's going to be coming, I'd imagine in the next 5-10 minutes, this is going to be the easy bit. But once you've got the cores, I mean, as I've said before, I wouldn't worry too much about getting them cores perfect straight away, just purely because you're going to be moving them around, manhandling them slightly, especially with the amount of fetting that's going to be involved in this. So you're going to have to probably realign them again once you've secured them, but try and get them close as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to move everywhere. I'm going to show apart on these again. They're both very similar.
Yeah,
I've done quite well there. I am going to boast a little bit. I have done quite well. They're very, very close to each other. So I'm just going to remove that paperclip again. I'm quite happy where that is. And now becomes the fun bit of how I'm going to dual coil this. So obviously I'm going to get my DDA. My threads are quite loose here.
Are you telling me what the plan is? I don't know what the plan is.
I don't really know what the plan is. I'm going to shorten up these wires a little bit, because obviously I've got quite a bit on this one. This is going to be my bottom coil of my dual coil. About there for the long one, about there for the short one. There we go. Hopefully I didn't do them too short, or this is going to become the top coil. Obviously my air hole, I'm going to thread my nick wire through, hopefully. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to get in real close here, so if there's a bit of a shadow in that, I do apologise.
No, you're alright, mate. Yeah, I mean, with this nick wire, because it's thinner, it's even hard to thread these DDAs. I mean, you've got to have seriously steady hands with the length of wire you're actually requiring. But you've seen us do it, you kind of know what the process is with the re-wicking and stuff. With these DDAs, it's just obviously, at the minute, we've basically just done the standard procedure, but there is another coil to come. We're not entirely sure what's happening. I mean, I have literally no idea. This is kind of Worms has got a vague idea in his head, but fuck knows, he could change his mind. And to be honest with you, it's one of them ones that you're going to put on and go, I don't think that's going to work, do you know what I mean? So you may have to change it. It's one of them ones. But the plan, from what I can gather from what Worms told me, seems to be fairly sound, as long as everything goes to plan. Which with us, it never does, so
It generally doesn't, no.
we'll see what happens.
I'm being very fiddly here, guys, because I want this to be perfectly sitting where I want it to sit.
Basically, once you've got them in and you're happy, what are you going to do? You're going to pull them cables off to the side to hold it there whilst you fanny around with the top one?
I have no idea. I'm probably gonna wrap these straight round.
Okay, hold it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap these straight round, guys. Double turn again. Just gonna leave these hanging off to the side a minute, but they are wrapped round. Just want to make sure that's not going to be shorting out on the air hole, because I have done that before.
Yes, he did that the other day. I was like, what the hell? 0.1 ohm or something? I looked at it like, you complete tool. It's shorting on the metal air vent, or the air hole. But yeah, so I would say it's something to watch out for, guys. I know I've pointed it out before, but even when you're experiencing this stuff, which we read these quite a lot, it can still slip your mind and just, oops, there you go, and that's it. I don't realise. But obviously this is what the short circuit protection for in the mods is for. So this stuff shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I'm just lining up the back of these coils now, guys. I know I'm a bit quiet here, but I'm trying to more focus on getting this right first time, so I don't look like a complete idiot on YouTube. But
you usually look like an idiot anyway.
Oh no, I'm going to look like an idiot anyway. But I'd like there to be a slimmer chance of it happening than as possible.
I'd pull you. Have you wrapped both of you?
Wrap what? What?
Have you wrapped both ends?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Fuck around with that after minge.
No, it will be perfect. That is pretty much where I wanted it.
And then he's going to knock it out in a minute.
Yes, it's going to break in a minute. So, yeah, that's a bit tighter. That's a little bit tighter. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but that is not touching there. I know it's a very small gap, but it doesn't need to be wide because this is quite thin wire.
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, that basically so far all we've watched is the standard DDA complete re-wick.
Yes. Now
comes the complicated part.
I'm going to try and get this so it just wraps around this top post, not going through the holes, just literally straight around the top.
See, what I did at this point was I went in from here, this side, and then basically got another coil sitting on the opposite side, which seems to be working okay. But again, Worms pointed out that if you can get them both above that air hole, it is going to be more beneficial. The air hole's there obviously to direct the airflow straight past the coil. So if he does this and it works, I may be re-wicking mine at some point like this very shortly. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, let's see how it goes. I'm just going to tighten up these ends, guys, because this is fallen off a bit, but I'm just going to literally give it a little tug on both ends just to make sure. Yeah, that's quite nice now. Right, again.
Here we go. I've got a feeling the Worm may need a third hand in a minute.
I mean, like, if there's any volunteers out there, I could use quite a few pairs of hands, but
If you want me to hold the DDA whilst you wrap the tops, I'll hold it.
I think it's going to be more problems than it's asking for. I might have to trim these off. Actually, I'm going to point these down.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing to do when you're dual coiling. Try and make sure you know which ends of the cables are coming from what coil, because otherwise it can get extremely confusing. You can tighten the wrong one and ruin a setup coil, and lots and lots of things can happen.
Right, I'm going for the first wrap pocket. I'm just going to get it down and I'm going to tighten it up. And I'm going to get the second one. I'm trying to keep this away from the post a little bit, just so it's got a bit of gap, just so it's got a bit of length where it's wrapped around the back. If you've got a DDA, you'll know what I'm talking about. The length that comes up the back of the post. I'm trying to offset it just slightly so it's a little bit closer to the same ohmage. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm going to give it a second wrap. I think that's in. I think I tightened that up too much. Something had to go wrong. There we go, just unwrapping again.
You should be right, just take it to the post, mate.
I want it to fit over the air hole, man.
But it will go past the air hole if it's to the post. I mean, sorry guys, we're talking amongst ourselves, but I mean, when I re-wick the DDA, I put it in tight to the holes, and the airflow's just fine. Would you like another hand?
No, I nearly pulled it off the wick.
I mean, this is a part of the issue as well. Sometimes too tight, too loose, it can be a bit of a bitch. I mean, for wicking and atomising purposes, this is probably going to be fine. But
I've screwed that. I've got to recall that.
Okay, there you go.
The wick fell out.
Again, guys.
That was me pulling it, not that it wasn't too tight or too loose. It was just I caught it on my other finger with my little finger where it was clutching it.
But there you go, guys. These are one of the reasons why we do things on the fly. This stuff is going to happen to you, to be honest with you. Worm's having less issues than I did. I mean, mine didn't pull out of the wick, but I've got bigger bare paws than claws than Paul's got, and yeah, basically I tend to
rush.
I tend to, well, not rush, but I tend to screw things up more. I tend to rush into it, and once I'm there, I'll take my time, but usually taking time doesn't always work out. So yeah, it's one of them ones.
Okay, I've done it really quickly, that one. There we go. Right, I'm going to give myself a bit more gap on the end of the wick this time. When I go for this. I know it's very hard to see, guys. I do apologise once again. I literally am trying to get this first coil round to get the tightness in so I can wrap the second one.
Maybe bring the cord down, hold it with your middle finger, mate, against the body, so you get in position.
It's not that, man. I just don't want to lose the wick again like I did last time. Sorry, guys. Stop speaking to ourselves again.
We are quite rude. Even I'll try wrapping the.
There we go. I think that's where I want it. Got the second one in. Beautiful. Yeah, that's about right, I think. I'm going to go this one. Pull that out a little bit. And again.
You may notice this video seems quite serious compared to our other ones, guys, but this is, I mean, Worm's not only concentrating on what he's doing, but I'm trying to watch on the screen as well to make sure that there's nothing I can do to help. And obviously we're trying to sort of commentate, if you will, over the top of it, just to make sure that this isn't you just watching what's going on. But it seems to be fairly soft. You might have to pull that tighter, mate.
Yeah.
Should be able to do it just by tugging on it though, shouldn't you?
No, we wrapped around twice.
Yeah, so it's still tighten up, mate, if you just give it a decent tug. That one looks okay. It's the positive that seems to be struggling, to be honest with you. It seems to be a bit floaty on the positive.
Yeah, I haven't tightened that one up yet.
Oh, well, that'll be why then. Oh dear. Those of you that have got DDAs, guys, if you want to give this a go, you can do it however you like. I mean, worst case is it doesn't work out and you take it out and just worst case you wrap a single coil again. But yeah, it's always fun, isn't it? It's always fun and games.
Hopefully you can see that, guys. I don't really know. Right now I'm focusing on getting this working.
It is, I've got to point out, it is hard work. Once you've got one in there, you think it's all going to be plain sailing. It's not, because it's so fiddly. Even with a DDA, which is a less fiddly device than a lot of the rebuildables, it is still incredibly fiddly.
Right, I've got to sort out the back coils now, just so they ain't touching the posts, and shorten them out or giving them less ohmage. I've got to kind of tighten them up into the centre. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that, actually.
There you go then. Good.
Well, you can't really see it there, but they ain't touching where the actual coil is. You want to have a quick look at that and just verify that?
Yeah, man, you might need to bring the bottom one to touch.
Bottom one?
Yeah, bottom coil.
Oh, yeah.
I think you've knocked it down slightly onto the, but it's only like literally half a mil. This is what you got to do, guys. You got to make sure you thoroughly check, make sure them coils aren't touching, make sure.
I know I just knocked that camera. Sorry again, guys. I mean,
make sure you're not negative out on the air hole.
I am all fingers and thumbs right now, but that is pretty much a dual coil right now. Fingers crossed. Anyway, like that. Fingers crossed. So I'm gonna cut this off. Not probably my best idea, but obviously if I don't cut this off, it's not going to give me a true reading of ohmage. So I've got to trim these off. Please don't tell me I just cut that there.
What have you done?
I just cut the bit that goes through the centre post. Something had to go wrong, didn't it? You know what, it's still touching.
Is it holding you? As long as it's not the positive centre post, it should be okay.
It's only the negative post, so you know, I'm going to put this on my Bavaria and we're going to test the ohmage.
See what happens.
We're going to see what happens on this one. I have real no idea right now whether this is going to work or not now.
Just chuck it in the Bavaria, see what happens, mate.
Right. With extending cap.
18,500, 490 if you want to be technical, but
It's a 500 in there.
is it a 500? Is it?
Yeah.
Atomizer ohms. 2.5.
2.5.
That's not too bad.
So it is working. Now let's just
Yeah, test.
let's put the power up because it's on like 4.1.
Take it to like 5.
Let's take it to 4.6 just to be, 4.7 just to be safe. And we're just going to fire these quickly and just see what goes on. Top one is working fine.
There you go. Bottom
There's
one's
bottom one's coming in. A few more pulls. That should be
There you go.
working a treat, I will say. I mean, shall I bring it back on camera? You can't really see that, guys. I'm so sorry about this. Oh no, I've gone into menus and I'm now on 5.3 volts.
This is the problem with the Bavaria sometimes.
Yeah, you can't quick
should
push
be like
it.
5.3 minge.
I'll put it back down to 4.7 just so you can see.
I think you thought you'd coil a slip then.
I thought I did as well. So let's give that another fire. That bottom coil is... There we go. Can you see that, guys? No, you can't.
No, it's gone back into menus.
Ugh. This is just a pain of my life, I'm telling you.
But basically, guys, I think now next step seems to be okay.
Let's put some juice on this and see what happens with a bit of juice. Where is my juice? There is my juice. I'm just literally going to drop this over the coils, guys. Let's give that a little fire on camera.
I think you need to ramp that voltage up.
I think I do too.
Take up to like 5.5. With dual coils, you're doing it seems to run on incredibly high voltage, or despite what the ohms is telling you, I'm running mine on the full 6 that Avamo will offer, and I still wish I had more.
Alright, let's go 6. Let's risk it. We're on 6. There we go.
Hot spot. Just a slight hot spot there. I might have to take that in a little bit. Saying that, you're on very high.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone into menus again.
So, Bravaro usability, 8.5.
Well, when you're testing things like this, it doesn't seem to like you to press the power button on and off quite a lot of times.
Well,
It seems.
5 presses gets you into the menus, done it, so...
There we go, right, let's go again. There we go, that's vaping like a trooper right there. I'm going to put a bit more, I'm going to obviously lube this up. Lube it up, that's right. I said lube. Deal with it.
I said lube, deal with it. Bit of E-juice on the table there, nice.
Bit of worm juice.
Bit of worm juice, but yeah, just want to basically lube up those, prime them coils for crying out loud.
Oh, bit of e-juice on the table again.
I think that went on the Bravaro actually.
No, it went on the table. It did not go on the
I
Bravaro.
was trying to trigger it.
Racist! He's trying to diss the Bravaro, guys. Send him hate mail.
Yeah, send me hate mail.
Right, let's get this top on this because this is dripping everywhere.
Did you not think about cutting them wicks?
Nope.
I've got a feeling Worm's going to be able to hold about 10 mil of juice in his DDA. There's going to be a length of wick you've got going on there.
Get in!
Oh, hilarious. Basically, Worm hasn't cut the wicks, he's just going to bang it on and see what happens.
Yeah, we are winging this, guys. Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. There we go, lined up my air hole. I got a bit of wick spoken at the top there. It's alright, you see a strip tip?
Push it down.
There we go, done job. You are wicked. Right, we'll see you in a sec, guys. We're going to show you how this vapes straight away before I take any pulls on this. And we will do as soon as I can pause the video. See you in a sec, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Hopefully that went it went a bit funny at the end. I did cut the back of the negative stem wire off, but it seems to be working, so I'm not overly worried yet. It's either going to just stop working and then let's record the bloody thing again. So, but at the moment it's working. We're on 6 volts. You saw me prime it up. I've literally showed you on the camera, and now I'm about to take my first tug on it. So hopefully I can taste it and it's not burnt. Not bad.
Not bad. The thing is with this, I mean, the dual core, guys, although
I think I need to put a bit more juice on that.
Although you half the... You didn't drop it in the top, did you?
No, I didn't.
I mean, you have got to bear in mind you are going to burn this juice quick, but although you half the ohms, you do seem to still need quite a bit of power to get it pump up nice. Like I say, I'm running mine full 6 with 2.2 ohms on this, so I'm running it hard. Obviously, me and Worm are going for literally completely different setups. Like I say, there's mine, one on one side, one on the other, and I just literally off it goes. Whereas Worm's is obviously parallel, one on top of the other. So it depends on what you want to do. You could kind of mix and match and do whatever you fancy.
I will say the standard wicks work really well. These seem to be working better, and they're not even bedded in.
No.
Really.
No.
He's had a couple of hours. I mean, it's close to being there, but our wick that we've got, it seems to be a little bit tight around, and it seems to take a day or two to bed in properly. So, but
Dual coiling, I mean, I'm quite enjoying this dual coil, but I like I said already a couple of times, I'm just ripping through the power of my batteries. It's just, yeah, unbelievably juice sapping. And I'd like to say as well, since putting these dual coils in, I've probably gone for about 5 mil of juice. I mean, in terms of big pulls, the vape you're getting off is definitely more, but it's the fact that you can just take small pulls and just go. Do you know what I mean? I'll try and do it now, but I've just dripped into this, so I know that it's going to go wrong because it always does for me. That's not bad.
is that small pull?
Just yeah, the vape of this is good.
Say long pull. I'm going to breathe out this. I'm going to have a proper long pull.
But all in all, guys, it's totally terrible. If you're happy with a single coil, there's no reason for you to dual coil it. We just could, and we did. Basically, it's just one of them ones we did it because we was bored. Yeah, so we got in.
I'll put a bit more juice in there.
Again, Worm's just already dropped fresh prime wicks and dropped probably another 10 odd drops in there. And he's just
I will say though, we're using Totally Wicked bottles. Sorry guys, Totally Wicked bottles, and the drips out of these seem to be slightly smaller than the average drip.
About half the size.
I'd say you need kind of double.
Yeah, usually you'd be about 6 or 7 drops and you'd be okay.
But if you're doing 6 or 7 drops of this, you're going to be safe every time. It does not flood with these.
Yeah, it's very little chance of it flooding. But yeah, it's one of them things that you can sort of give it a go and see what happens. It's nice. It kind of tastes like candy canes, what it said.
Yeah, we had this Totally Wicked. It was a pound concentrate of 5 mil, and it was menthol tobacco. The menthol wasn't that strong in it, but I dumped some of our menthol in it, and it kind of tastes like candy canes. It's very weird, but it just tastes like candy canes.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
It's very nice, and I mean, with this dual coil, it seems to be coming through a lot more candy caney. Candy caney. That's it.
Yeah, so. But one of them ones, guys, random video, thought to stick it up there, see what you think. Like I say, we're a bit more chilled out now. You can tell we've started this video on a hype and we've now gone like, rrr. So, yeah, just insight into the world of Worm and
I think it would have gone a bit weirder if it had gone wrong. There'd have been a lot more hype, because there'd have been a lot more effing and blinding going on. And I'm leaking a little bit, sorry guys.
a little bit over dripped, but I think I'm going to have to over drip a little bit because I'm obviously got 2 coils above each other and they need to feed both of them. So
yeah, I mean you've got to get that bottom coil saturated, and obviously all the drips are basically sucking straight into that top one. So yeah, I mean to be honest with the DDAs, I recommend sort of trying to get 5 or 6 drops away from the wicks and then do that. It's just the way I found to coat them wicks as even as possible. Once you get it on that wick, it will suck to the driest point in the wick, just how it works. But all in all, it's made a good device a bit better. So if you want to give it a go, give it a go. It's totally up to you. Just bear in mind you're going to need higher resistance wire or a lot of wraps. If you were doing this with 32 gauge cam foil, you're looking at about 8 or 9 wraps in each coil. And this, I mean, I did get one working with a cam foil, and I think I did 8 or 9 wraps in each, but they were big coils. And it was hard to work with them because you had to space them. You've got limited space, and getting equal space in between those is not easy when you've got that many wraps.
I will say that for a little bit of effort, you're not getting a lot more vapour production because that's actually based on the VG. And to be honest, when you're doing dual coils, you're going to be taking a lot less pull, like a smaller pull. But the flavour is better.
We should point out, I mean, you guys are used to sort of seeing us vape. I mean, if you looked at the first DDA videos, they were higher VG concentrated liquids. We should point out that what we're using now are about 80-20 PG. So you obviously the amount of vapour we're getting is equal to what we was in a high VG mix. If you can do that on PG, obviously something's working right for you. We had a random moment the other day and let's sort of mix it up, not drop the nicotine strength down and now increase that PG. So we made it about an 80% PG mix. So what you're seeing is off a heavily PG mix.
Because I know we've said quite a few times that we're not planning on quitting smoking, but we are we're thinking about planning going down to a 0 nicotine solution for ourselves eventually.
Just because that way I won't get the nick-ups and nicotine headaches.
And we can literally sit there and vape flavours all day long. And raspberry will just be like literally, just give me, I don't know, a fog machine sorted out with some vaping gear and coils in it that's like 20 ohms and a car battery and we're good. Just fog out the room with raspberry. We're good.
Well, there you go. That's what he has in plan for himself. To be honest with you, I'm not interested in 20 ohms and a 12 volt car battery.
Yes, he is.
I'm not. I'd rather have 0.2 ohms than an 8 volt mod. But so yeah, it's what it is.
I want to point out he watched this video earlier on his A7, which was basically properly tripped out with a dual coil in there, extra 1.5mm drill holes.
2 1.5mm drill holes. The coils were 3 wraps of 28 gauge cam volt, end up about 0.4 ohms. Running off a mechanical mod at 8.4 volts.
And this guy literally took a small poke and it was like a cloud. It was a cloud. There was like...
He went, and it was just... And he was outside as well, so obviously if you vape, you know what vaping outside does to the vapour production. You can't see it as well, but this bloke, honestly, it's just... He was a dragon. That was a dragon's breath, and we'll see what happens with the DDA.
Oh, excuse me guys, I had a little internal hiccup.
But yeah, that's basically what was the.
Well, yeah, that's it for this dual coil bit. Obviously, we said we was going to do a little bit of like what's coming. So, what have you got coming?
I have basically. I'm not going to tell you. I don't care. I'm not going to tell them.
It's
you
an
can
A7.
wait. No, you can wait.
It's an A7.
No,
it's an A7.
Wait, I'm not going to let you put this on YouTube now. I'm being deadly serious.
Really?
I did not want it out there. Yeah.
Why not?
Such a gay. Honestly, fucking minge.
It's going to be up tomorrow. I don't know what he's moaning about.
My A7's coming from Sweden, so I doubt it's going to be up tomorrow. I'm hoping it will be up Friday, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, basically, when I started looking at these, I kind of wanted an A7, and I haven't been able to secure one from anywhere without having to go and buy abroad. And yeah, basically end up going onto a website, and I ordered it direct delivery from Sweden. So hopefully that will be here. I'm hoping. I really am.
What else do we get from there? Got a few things, didn't we?
Just some wick, some more wick.
Yeah, we've got some 2mm wick coming.
1.5.
Oh, 1.5.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, just so that way I can stick 4 wicks in the A7. It'll be all good. And obviously we can then use it in the DDAs and whatever else. We're trying out different suppliers, so we bought a small amount of wick, and we're going to see what we think of their wick. If it's good, we'll just go from there because they are fairly cheap, about £1 a metre.
I mean,
and they sell a lot of stuff. Huh?
When did you order it?
Ordered it Saturday night. It was processed Sunday, dispatched 7:30 Monday morning. So they reckon 2 to 5 days. So it's possible it's going to be tomorrow. I really hope so. I very much doubt it.
If we do get it within a week, obviously we will be recommending them depending on how good the actual wick is. Because obviously you are going to order wick before you run out. You're not going to wait till you run out and go, oh, need some wick, sort of thing. You are going to get down to like your last meter and go, well, I need to order some wick, and that meter should do you a week, hopefully, depending on how many things you are rebuilding. What have I got coming? I've got the E-Baron Dripper Pro for the especially mod dripper for the Pravari.
Yeah, Pravari edition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Pravari edition. It flares out. It's all tailored to fit all the Pravari grooves and basically stylised in the Pravari way. So hopefully, with my drip tip that I've also got, that's obviously got the Pravari notches on it, the teardrops, it should look epic. That's a £40 dripper as well. They are currently out of stock, but I got my order in luckily, so they're just waiting for the stock to come in, and mine will be the first one to be dispatched. But that's going to be in about hopefully a week or so time.
Well, hopefully this week, wouldn't it?
Well, no, it hasn't. Well, yeah, I haven't still received the confirmation email saying they got their stock back in. I have been checking their website daily just to see when their stock comes back in, just to see when it's coming. It's still not back in stock, so I'm still waiting on that. But I'm not overly bothered about getting that just yet, because obviously I've got no taste buds anyway at the moment, like we said at the beginning of the film. So, because they are turning into films these days, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, the E-Baron, I mean, you can kind of understand as to why. Sorry, guys, I'm pouring a Coke whilst I'm talking to you. You can kind of understand as to why they do have such a long waiting period on them. It's House of Mods you bought it from. Obviously, these E-Barons, they're crafted by a Greek bloke called Leo, and he basically is the only one who makes these. He makes a spiral, and I think it's the kick tank?
No, killer tank.
Killer tank. They're all very expensive. I mean, the E-Baron's a 40 quid dripper, which I don't think is too bad when you compare it to like some of the rebuildable Genesis style tanks and Genesis tanks that are like 180 quid. But still, when you compare it to something like a DDA, it is expensive.
But the replaceable atomizers for it, they're already pre-coiled coils for it, with the ceramic already fitted as well, because obviously these use non-resistant wiring as well as the Canfor or Nichrome, whichever you prefer to use. A pack of 5 is only £10, 90 something.
It works out cheaper than the V3 heads if you buy them, and they've got a ceramic cup included every time, non-resistance and resistance wire and wick.
I haven't got a replaceables coming yet, but I thought I'd get it. They didn't have the replaceables in stock for me to order them at the time, but I will be getting a pack of them, because obviously I'm not ready to use non-resistance wire and resistance wire just yet, so I'm going to be ordering 5 of them, and when that probably goes through, I might think about giving
for
it
the sake of how much it costs though, for 5 of them, and realistically if one is going to last you a minimum of a week or two, for the sake of £2, chances are you probably shouldn't go, I might as well buy it. But eventually ceramic cups will stack up and whatever else, but it's not like re-wicking an overhead where you just need a bit of Canfor and a bit of wick and it's a quick 5-minute job. It's going to be a case of joining wire, laying it in the cup, getting the wick right, setting it all in. It's just going to be probably fairly complicated in comparison, and for the same price as an overhead, then you can probably go, I can justify that £2 on that.
Yeah, so it's one of them ones. What else have we got coming?
Well, what you ordered today?
What I ordered today, we've got loads of new flavours coming.
Oh yeah, we ordered about 50-60 quid worth of flavours just for ourselves to mix up and for people that ask us to make it for them.
So hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a knowledge on what flavours are good, what flavours are bad. We've kind of gone off Perfume's Apprentice after this last raspberry batch, because that was our pride and joy, and they've kind of
ruined it. I'm not sure what it is, but they've definitely done something to that flavour.
They fucked us with a flaming fist.
They fucked us with a flaming fist.
And it hurt.
It did hurt.
So
the thing is, it wouldn't be so bad, but the first time we ordered it, we ordered just one bottle, and it was like, oh, raspberry. Such a good flavour.
And then we've ordered 4.
We ordered 4, and they're all fucking wank. So, yeah, fuck you, Perfume's Apprentice. Stick up your arse. We've bought Capella and Flavour Up. Bought one of their raspberries each. We're going to try them, see where we like it, and then basically that's where we'll go from now on. The
Flavour Up, we will say, is a little bit more expensive, so
yeah, they work out about half the price of Perfume's Apprentice again, but let's face it, if you get the flavour you're after, it's worth paying £1 when you get 4 or 5 bottles out of the flavouring. So yeah, it's kind of, don't be cheap and just buy the better ones to start with maybe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying Perfume's Apprentice. I mean, their apple's quite nice.
Oh, we said also in another video that we was looking for menthol crystals. Sainsbury's.
Most pharmacies sell menthol crystals. They're not, I mean, when they ask, well, when I bought them, she asked what it was for, and I said obviously because I want something menthol, and she went, okay, well then you just want to apply a couple of crystals to the water and basically breathe it in. And I said no, I plan on using an atomizer and vaporising it and inhaling it. She kind of looked at me a bit strange, and I'm used to that look. I get that most of the places I tend to go, so whatever, Sainsbury's lady, I don't care what you say. But
well, that's the second weird one, wasn't it? The first one was the obviously the battery water that we asked, can we use that and vape it?
Yeah, well, basically, what you want is demineralised water in order to dilute your VG, and
if you're buying it from Boots or something like that.
Yeah, or if you're just buying it from eBay or somewhere it's just vegetable glycerine as opposed to aqueous glycerine or whatever it's added
distilled already
to it. Yeah, and basically demineralised water is exactly the same thing that they sell for you to increase the life of your battery. So I rang them and said, what's in it? And they said, it's just demineralised water. I said, can I drink it? And she went, yeah. And I went, okay. She goes, I wouldn't advise it though, because it's quite expensive compared to tap water. And I said, well, price of Volvic's quite high now.
It's not really that expensive.
Nah, it's only about £1 for a litre and a half. You can get an Asda for 2.5 litres for about £1.
There you go.
So yeah, cheaper than Volvic. But yeah, so that was one random thing. A couple of the other things we've got coming.
I've got a Vision Nano, which is a single-use clearomiser.
But it's the same kind of size as a Carto, isn't it? Like a bow
Yeah,
Carto.
it's really thin and skinny. I mean, it's probably going to be more for like the female side, or if you've got a partner who wants one of these, they're probably a little bit more sleeker for your Ego kind of batteries, the smaller ones like the 650s and that.
They work the same way as a V3. Take the top and fill it
But
up.
they are bottom coiled.
Bottom coiled and they're single use.
Which I was kind of dubious about because of obviously the Kanga, the dreaded Kanga, which you know our views on that. You watch our video, whatever. I'm not going to go into that, but obviously it's bottom coiled, but it's been made by Vision.
Yeah,
and
so
they do seem to be really good.
that kind of counteracts the Kanga side of things. I mean, yeah, they are single use, but to be honest with you guys, use it for a week or two, stick the whole thing in vodka. You'd probably be able to use it for a couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, it was only £2.98, I think it was.
And then you get discount code off that of Vaporscape,
So
£2.60.
you're looking just a little bit more expensive than an actual atomizer for your V3 anyway. And this thing you ain't got to wash out or anything. You use it for one flavour for a month or two, buy 3 or 4 of them, have a flavour in each one, throw them away when they don't work. Another one.
But you can use them on them sort of SkySig size, microlight size batteries, and it will blend. It'll give you a similar look that the V3 does with an Ego, but obviously much smaller. So if you're after a cigarette looking thing, but you're not happy with the Cartos, that might be a better way to go. And unlike a Carto, you're going to get more use out of it than a Carto. In my opinion, performance is going to be better because it's going to be easier to use. You just literally drip it in and fire. You can use it on auto pull batteries, manual batteries, and it is just a nice sort of cigarette imitation.
But we're not getting to review yet, so what else we've got coming?
Review it yet. We've got the iClear 16,
Yes.
which they've now renamed the Innokin CE5.
Dual
basically
coil.
Dual coil, because basically all it is a V3 dual coil, and they've now actually renamed
Obviously a
it that.
different style of head in it, which when I get it, before I actually fit it, I'm going to wash out my iClear 30 and see if the head fits in that, because if it does, we're assuming because it's got less wick, it should sort out the over wicking issue.
From the pictures it looks the same, it's just as opposed to having 4 1mm pieces or 4.6 pieces, it's got just 2 mils, and that's what we thought they should have done with the iClear in the first place, just to stop it over wicking. You've got dual coils, you've got dual wicks, it should be enough. So maybe, but if not, then what we might be able to do is maybe just use 2 1mm pieces, as opposed to 2mm or 2 1.4, 1.5.
But if it does work, I am going to probably next time we order from Vaporscape get a couple of more heads for it and try it in the iClear 30 and see how it works in it.
I mean, we should point out as well, this is a similar thing with the iClear 16 or iClear Innokin CE5 bullshit thing they've called it, whatever they've changed it to now. We have got kind of high hopes for this. It was similar to the CE8. I mean, we had high hopes for that. But we are genuinely looking forward to this. It's something that me and Will both kind of thought.
We've hummed and hard over for the last few weeks.
Every time we've ordered, we thought, should we chuck one on, shan't we? Shall we? And you kind of forget about it and don't end up doing it. But went out of our way really to order one today. And it is one of them ones that, on paper, it should be all that the V3 is, plus more, in which case, for that size clearomiser, you're not going to get better.
We're hoping it's going to be as good as a Nova. If it turns out to be better...
I mean, you know what the esteem we hold an Nova in. If it comes close to the Nova, I'll be impressed. That's the kind of where I'd like it to be. That's kind of what I'm expecting from it. Being dual coil, being a V3 style, but you've just got another coil and another wick. Should sort some of them wicking issues out. You're going to burn through that juice a bit quicker, burn through your battery power a bit quicker, but it's a small price to pay if the performance is going to be better.
Yes.
So that's kind of the esteem we're hoping that's going to follow.
Oh, and the last thing I ordered, I bought myself a Bamo.
No. That's not the last thing. Bought some bow Cartos.
Oh, bow Cartos, yes.
Bought some bow Cartos.
We wasn't going to go Cartos again, but...
We're not going to use them in a tank.
No, we're not, but they're going to be literally used as Cartos.
As intended.
As intended, yeah.
So we're going to
just tip in the top, straight, done job.
Just see how they are, because we mentioned in the video before that we kind of like the idea of having one emergency Carto with a mil juice in there that's just going to provide us a couple of hours vaping if needed, to stop us having to carry around... Well, I carry a lot more than Worm does, but still...
And he doesn't even use these.
Sometimes I do.
No, he
but
doesn't.
I've got 3 Novas, I've got a 6mm DCT tank, I've got 2 DDAs. So it's just that what I take that to work. And I always carry 20ml of juice with me, but you never know. I might get lost somewhere and I might need a vape. So I'm good for a couple of days. This way I can get really pissed and pass out in the bush, and I haven't got to move.
But this way we can fill up like 2 or 3 bogues, different flavours. Obviously, drip tips to say what flavours they are, so different colours and that. But that's what's down to personal preference. You can get rings or whatever you want.
Well, we've got a load of flavours coming as well, so we might end up using them bows just to test
Yeah.
5 new flavours on and see how they perform.
Yeah, just to test A, the bows, and B, the flavours.
We've heard the bows are going to be good. We've got 2 own bows, single coil.
Yeah, low resistance.
Low resistance, that's what they call low resistance. Personally, I think low resistance should be 1.5, but I think as a single coil low is 2. And yeah, we just want to see how they go.
They are apparently the best on the market. We'll obviously give our review and how it is.
We're not overly fond on cartos, guys. You've obviously seen our videos before. If you've watching this, chances are you have. If not, then please feel free to check them out. DCT, Tank 1, and I believe the triple coil cartomizer from Totally Wicked as well. They're talking about cartos. But yeah, we're not the biggest fan of cartos. We think at best they deliver slightly more than sort of Novas do, but they come with a hell of a lot more drawbacks.
Waiting time.
And price, and just generally using them isn't as easy. But
Cleaning.
we're going to give them a go again, just because
I
we both like the idea.
I had the money, I was on the site, I was like,
That'll do.
I'm buying a few things anyway to test for you guys so you can see what you want. We're trying to do a few of the things we missed before, like the V3 kind of style, like the Nano. And obviously the 16 is a dual coil, so that's obviously a new product again, but not so new, it's just kind of, it's about a month old now, isn't it? That it come out.
Yeah, a month or 2.
So, but yeah, I bought my Vamo. I've got it in chrome. I paid £28 for it.
£28. You got that in a battery as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I got an 18650 battery, 2000 mAh from there as well.
And the Vamo, and he also bought me a nice drip tip.
I did buy him a nice strip tip.
And delivered for 40 quid. And I like to state that with delivery and a drip tip for me and his battery, it's still less than I paid for the Vamo body on its own. Mine was in black chrome, granted, but still would have been £35 with a
This
discount code.
what's it from? Vaping Vault?
The Vaping Vault.
The Vaping Vault.
.co.uk. We can't vouch them yet. We've not taken delivery.
Yeah, don't order yet.
But you'll get a follow-up video in the next couple of
But
days.
if you do want to risk
saying
it, there
it's
are only 5 left.
Yeah.
When I ordered earlier, there was 5 left, and there's no waiting 650s on there. So
Yeah,
I had the last one of them.
650s. But if it comes through all genuine, which I don't doubt it's going to be, it's a genuine site.
I've
Create
had,
an account, PayPal. So
I've had a PayPal, obviously, saying my payment's gone through to them. I've had an email from them saying it's gone through, and I've had an order number, and obviously a contact number. So far, it all looks legit.
A lot of you guys may be a bit sceptical about ordering from websites. Some of you may not be. Maybe like, what the fuck are they going on about? Just ordering, it will come. We're always a little bit sceptical of new sites, especially smaller sites. I'm not saying there's any reason to be. We've had no bad experiences with any sites we've used.
No.
And we have used some of the smaller ones. It's just, I think it comes back to that standard point. There's always that chance that someone's trying to rip you off. And obviously everyone would rather that not happen. And at the price of £28 for a standard Vamo, bearing in mind Vaporscape's prices have just risen again for the second time in a month and a half. No Vaporscape. You got a black mark against your name for that now. The stainless steel Vamo, when I first purchased it, was 40 quid. That then went to 45 along with the black chrome, and then it went to 50 quid
It's
now
$49.99. So
for the stainless Vamo. And to be honest with you, nah, that's not right. Get it back down. Stop being dicks.
or just buy the chrome, which is 40 quid still on there. If you want to go with a trusted vendor that we do like to use and we use a lot.
Or bad man like me and just don't matter what colour you get it, take down to brass and then booyah, drill
And
holes.
drill holes and all kinds of stuff. Paint it, then take it back down to brass, then repaint it, then retake it back down to brass again, and just he's going to repaint it apparently tomorrow. So
I didn't say tomorrow.
well, you
said today.
Today, but we didn't have the primer yet, so obviously you need metal primer, which we didn't do last time. So
Yeah, just can't wait.
lesson learned.
But yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, Worm's got a banging deal on his Vamo. I mean, again, we said before, Charlie's Vape Shop, stainless steel one for $53.99 with batteries and charger and C4s and a case instruction manual. And the stainless steel Vamo, which is an expensive one, even from the site that Worm's just ordered this from, that was $39.
Yeah.
So Charlie's Vape Shop.co.uk, we can vouch for them. We've ordered from them, come through, no fuss whatsoever. Lovely products. Worm's using the battery in his Bravari. We're still repping the drip tips. You've seen his Snake drip tip, which he don't actually use that much.
I haven't actually used it that much, but it's kind of, it hasn't really got use yet.
I'll use it.
There you go. He's going to use my
I'm
Snake.
going to use the Snake, just purely because I can. It feels massive. It does. It does feel huge, man. It's honestly
I think once you get used to it though,
bigger than his cock.
such a douche.
Not that I know, that's not been in my mouth. I do want to point that out.
Yes, it has.
Several times. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I was sleeping. It must have been.
But
It's like a penis, only smaller.
as you can see, that mood is definitely coming back. So we're just going to keep rabbiting on now. So I'm going to throw something else out there. If this, obviously, this is only to one person at the moment, really, Dan, because he's sending us quite a few of his flavours that he's going to be posting to us. Because we said earlier in the video, we've been talking to him a lot. We've got him on WhatsApp.
I do want to point out as well, I've been talking to Steve, or I'm not going to name your full name, but Steve, if you're watching this, you know who you are. I've been emailing him quite a bit as well. So
I haven't really talked to Steve except for through the YouTube channel, so hello Steve, mate. Anyway, but yeah, Dan's also sending us through quite a lot of flavours that he's been mixing up. A strawberry menthol, what else is he? Well, bacon flavouring, which we're going to have to knock up ourselves.
And the flavouring, he's mixed it for us and he's sending us the flavour as well. He's also knocked us up a strawberry menthol and I think forest fruits or something along them lines. Dan's going to send them down to us.
Vanilla custard.
Vanilla custard.
So
I might have
we're
forest
interested
fruits,
in that.
vanilla custard. So yeah, Dan, we chat to Dan quite regularly, pretty much every day.
Daily, we talk to him. He sound bloke.
We have got conversation going on with us.
He's kind of our Carto man. Anything we need to know about Cartos, we seem to be going to him at the moment rather than going through everywhere.
Which isn't much because we use the triple cores and like, fuck that shit. But yeah, like we do have conversations. We're quite willing to talk to any and everyone who wants to have a chat with us. It's no problem. If you want our email, just comment and
send me a private message with your number. We will not give it to anyone.
No, don't worry about
you
number.
WhatsApp.
I'll tell you what, actually, guys, make this life a bit easier. Save numbers and email addresses. If you want to add us on Skype, comment below and we'll give you our Skype details, because worst case is you start stalking us, we just fucking delete the thing and make another one. But to be honest with you, if someone's talking about vaping, I don't mind if you stalk me, whatever. If I want to
we'll make a new one called Worm Proton or something along those lines, and then we'll drop it down there in the things. We'll use his then, and we'll go from there. But yeah, Dan, this is going to be for you, mate, because obviously we've done our review on this. I will clean this out. If the new Inican iClear 16s or C5 dual coils, if the head's working this, mate, I will send this up when we send some flavours with you so you can try one of these. So I'm not bothered about this thing no more. I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's alright, but I'm going to let you have a go at this if you want it. So obviously that's up to you. But yeah, I'm going to throw that out there. I mean, that's for Dan, because like we say, we've been talking to him, like he's sending us the liquids without us doing anything. He said I'm going to throw him down to you.
No, it just seems like a genuine bloke, and we seem to get on quite well with him. Again, like I say, I've been having chats with Steve as well, but getting on with you as well, mate. We've been talking Dan a little bit longer, and like I say, Dan's taken a plunge with Dan and said, yeah, I'm going to send you some stuff down, give us your address and that. So, Dan, if you do show up on the doorstep, no problem, mate, just bring some raspberry with you.
Some raspberry that tastes good.
It's all good. I mean, if we're at work, you might have to make yourself comfortable.
Mate, the work is like literally 30 seconds from my house, so literally just, if you do come to my house, walk up the road, and it's on your left hand side.
listen for me hollering, you'll usually hear me quite far away.
Yeah. So I think also what we can do is that Vision Nano I'm getting, once we try that out and do the review on that, we'll throw that out to someone as well. Maybe do some sort of like little
whatever
competition or something, I don't know.
Keep an eye on the videos, guys, it could be anyone.
Yeah, we're going to probably throw in a few random words, like, because we normally do about 3 videos a day. It'll be like a random word that we put at the end of each film that makes a sentence. First person to get back with that sentence, there we go.
It's like the weakest link.
It is. You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to throw the Nano out there. It was only £3. If anybody's interested in trying it, I don't mind throwing a couple of quid on postage. It'll only be standard first class, but it'll get you eventually. Obviously, it'll be a bubble wrap, so it'll be fine.
He bubble wraps everything, honestly.
I've got like, how often do we order?
A lot.
3 times a week at least. I've got so many bubble wrap envelopes lying around. I need
some
way to get rid of them.
3 different sites today in like 20 minutes. Just
that's all going to take Thursday.
50 quid, 80 quid. Just
I've spent 130 quid within about half hour.
It's easily done.
But I will say 70 quid of that is coming back to us, or me, or 50 quid of that. No, it's all coming back to me. 70 quid of that is coming back to me by Saturday. So it was only like 70 quid.
Yeah, 50 quid of it was kind of.
Flavourings.
Basically we already had the money there Saturday, and we basically bought flavourings and stuff with it between us, and the rest basically you spent.
Yeah.
I didn't spend anything today. Really?
No, you didn't.
Hey.
For once, yeah.
Yeah,
no, tip.
Yeah, but did buy a drip tip. But did order that A7 from Sweden the other day. We'll let you know what site that was once we get it coming.
I swear we got something else off it. The A7, the wick. Did we not get something else?
No,
I swear we did.
I don't remember paying for anything else. Put it that way. I think I only paid for that. Well, if we get something else, I'll get it for free.
We don't really know anymore, but
I haven't got a clue. But yeah, This has just been random flapping, guys, for the last, I don't know how long this video, it's probably gonna be like 4 hours long, this video, by the end of it.
We know you love us, so
That's it.
we are trying to whack out more videos, but obviously we didn't really have anything to do today, so it was
We just got
Duel
bored.
coil.
But yeah, no, I mean, I know there are a few guys that have just been watching pretty much every video that we upload, and again, guys, we are grateful for that.
Oh, you're very appreciative
Yeah,
of that.
do appreciate obviously taking the time to sit here and listen to us waffle on. I know hopefully that sometimes we can be helpful. Again, I've had big thanks off of Steve for helping him with his DIY mixing in the last couple of days. Apparently that's gone really well, and he's been re-wicking, I think, as well, Steve. So saving himself a bit of money. Dan has moved off the Cartos DDAs now all the way, re-wicking himself, mixing his own liquids. When just a month ago he was buying liquids, spending copious amounts of money on liquid and Cartos, and not enjoying it anywhere near as much as he is now. So hopefully we have been mildly beneficial to you guys, if nothing else.
Or slightly entertaining at least.
But yeah, we to be honest with you guys, we like doing this. It's something to do, and it's.
I wouldn't be buying this equipment if I didn't enjoy doing this. I'm doing this mainly.
You have basically spent 30 quid just to do videos with me.
It has, yeah. I basically spent 30 quid to do videos for you guys to show you what's going on. I nearly bought a Mini Nova as well, but did I buy the Mini Nova?
No, I don't. Did you? No, I don't think you did. But I think the thing is with a Mini Nova, guys, unless you want that look where it's smaller, I don't see the point, because it's only at best going to perform
Mini
as
Nova,
well
you
as-
know.
I don't think you did.
I think it was a metal tank I didn't buy.
I have no idea what you've done anymore.
I might have bought a Mini Nova as well. I might not have. I can't remember.
This is how bad it is, guys. Don't even. It was only a few hours ago. I don't even remember what we're buying anymore.
It's just so much.
To be honest with you, I tend to just buy stuff I think is going to improve my vaping experience, and we just do reviews on it. So does Worm typically, but today it was like we wanted to try Cartos anyway, so we bought the Bogues. The iClear 16 we've both been interested in, but we wanted to do a review because I know a few people were interested in it. So does Worm. Said like
I was also interested in seeing if that head fits in the 30 as well. That's the other reason I bought it. I am going to test it before I put it together and use it, and I will just let you know at the end of the video or whatever. But if it does work, I can see that being epic again, because with those 2 wicks it's not going to overflood or overwick.
I mean, we could re-wick one of them, but I just think it's going to be so much more hassle than it's worth. So much more hassle than it's worth.
I may give it a go.
Never know. CE8, still not as good as a V3. We had gurgling, leaking, and
Yeah, I had a
rubbishness.
serious leaking issue.
I was trying to persuade Worm to let me take the Atty apart this afternoon.
But it's
this
still
evening.
kind of working at the moment. I don't want to destroy it until it's broke completely. I have been using it a bit for work.
I do want to say though, guys, I have watched a video where one has been taken apart, and in there, 60mm by 15mm, I believe it is, or 25mm of stainless steel mesh
Wrap round.
with a cone similar to what Carter has, silicone made cone, and inside that there's grooves cut in. And would you like to take one guess as to what's in those grooves? 2mm of silica wick with a coil wrapped around the silica wick. So it is exactly what we said it was, and I'll persuade him within the next few days. Let me take that apart, I don't doubt.
It'll probably be done Friday.
There you go. And we'll show you that personally, but it's just fuck it off. If you're gonna, as of now, having not reviewed it yet, the 16, I'd put the money on the 16. As of tomorrow, Friday, it may be a case of we've tried it, it's not as good as the V3, in which case just back to where we started in the first
I
place.
think it's going to be better than the V3 by a long way. I think
I
it's
don't
going
think
to
it'll be a
be.
long way, but I think it'll be a bit.
I think it's going to be comparable to the Nova,
Hopefully, but I doubt
not better.
it. Can't see that.
But it's dual coil.
I think Worm puts
so
too much
should.
emphasis on dual coil. Realistically, dual coil doesn't make that much difference in a device like
It
that.
does in flavour. Not in vapour production, but flavour it does. And that's kind of where we're going for at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to match a Nova. I'd like it to. I hope it goes better than a Nova. I just don't think it will. I think exceeding my expectations would be for it to be better than a V3. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't, except for the fact that because it's a V3 with a different style at your head, it may have problems. Again, same as the C8 that we haven't foreseen. But if it's better than a V3, for that kind of clearomizer, if you're not going into a Nova size, you don't really get more praise than that.
How much
So-
did I pay for it? It was $5.99.
$4.99.
$4.99.
Was it £4.99?
It's $4.99. It's gone
That's
down.
a good price.
It's-
£5.
It was more expensive when it was called the iClear 16.
It's a bit strange, isn't
But
it?
now it's gone down to the C5 dual coil. It's gone to a fibre, which is actually cheaper than some places for the actual V3.
It's cheaper. All the Liberty Flights is $6.50 for a V3.
Yeah, so it's just like
Totally Wicked £6 or $5.99. So yeah, I mean, it could be epic. Could be.
if it is epic, we'll be sending it to all our mates to get one of them.
Yeah. I mean, the 80 heads are the same price as well. So whatever. We're kind of
We
semi-reviewing
can't
these
re-wick
items
them.
before we even got them yet.
I know we can't re-wick them, but
That's something. But then at £2.50,
if you
goes
are
to last
getting
you a month.
the-
yeah, it'd be right.
the standard or better than a Nova for what it is.
Can't really moan, can you? Are we done?
I don't know. Are we done?
I
What else have we got to talk about?
I have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, if anyone's watching this video and wants,
What was
like we
the,
said before,
Swedish site, just so people know.
well,
they
it's
can have a
not
look.
recommending it until we
Oh,
put
they
it
can have a
through.
look at it.
No.
They did have a lot of stuff on there.
Alright, the site is Pink Mule. Now, know someone who's had stuff from him, can't see an issue.
Oh, he didn't see this for about 20 minutes. At the top, there's a little language bar. You can drop it down and you can have English instead of Swedish.
It's a Swedish site, for crying out loud. And I was like, oh, how'd you change the currency? Because it was in Krona or something. And I was like, oh, I found the currency. And directly underneath
He was also trying to read this.
language. I wasn't trying to, I was successfully. Esa Bunduka, that is blatantly dripping out of my under. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
He didn't
at the
know.
top, select English. It is a direct translate, so sometimes the things may be sort of
Just off.
but it's more to make out. And the prices are good. They've got a lot of stuff. Probably one of the biggest sites
The
that we've
prices were
seen.
epic.
Yeah, I mean, being
If it comes through,
thanks. If it comes through, cock. The delivery was only £5-6, but you could pay for tracked for £11.20. But it depends on what you're ordering. You could more than happily save that difference because
yeah, you was only ordering 2 things, weren't you, for like 20 quid?
I think it was £15 I spent, and then postage was a £5. I only spent £20. But again, this A7, even from the place I found in the UK, was like £14. So I spent an extra £6, but then I would have paid for delivery anyway. So I spent an extra £1 or 2, and I've got myself a couple of minutes of silicone wick. So it worked out. I just have to wait a little bit longer. Please be here tomorrow is what I'm hoping anyway. But I think 2 days from Sweden's optimistic, but you never know, do you?
It does say 5 though. And
2 to 5 working
it
days.
is all warm out internally, so hopefully they generally have things going everywhere, like fans and planes and whatever going everywhere. This is warm out, it's not a small company, you know. Yeah, so it should be in the UK hopefully now. If it's not getting sorted now for Thursday delivery, it's already been sorted for delivery tomorrow, hopefully. So again, we could have a review on that tomorrow. We might not.
It won't be tomorrow.
It probably will.
No, it won't. It just won't. But
Well,
yeah, I think we're pretty much up to speed. Unless you want to carry on flapping about whatever.
I don't know. What else we got to flap about?
No. Guys, I was like, oh, I can't be bothered to make a video, and he goes, I'm going to Duel with the DDA, and I thought, alright then. I thought, yeah, fuck you, put it on video just so I'd be able to laugh at you, and it actually went quite well. So
What, first time?
disappointing for me.
3 times? First.
Mate, the first, fuck off, yeah. Firstly, 3 times, twice with Campfile. First time, didn't even bother sparking it because it was 0.7 ohms. Second time, got it working, and then the resistance dropped, so I couldn't use it on my Vamo or his Bravari. And I'd like to say that had it not been for me trying it twice, he wouldn't have known to use the Nickrome wire. He would have just used Campfile and fucked it up the same way. So you
I'd have done about 12 reps.
my balls. And the only reason I did it the second time on the Campfile was because I was at work and all I had on me was Campfile. So, yeah, whatever. You learn from my mistakes, motherfucker. And, yeah, I don't care what you say.
Burnt taste.
There you go. Obviously not as good as mine.
What? Whatever.
Just standard procedure. I am the one. But yeah,
One minge.
I'm the one everything. But yeah, I think.
It's flashing.
Yeah, there you go. SOS Light from Bravari. Minge, are we honestly got anything else to talk about? Because otherwise we're just rambling to these people.
I think we are just rambling now.
I think we have been for about an hour.
No.
It feels like a fucking hour. But
Hour and a half.
Christ, Jim Carrey movies aren't that long. So whatever.
We're more entertaining anyway.
Well, maybe. I think that's it, guys. Until the follow-up videos come, like we've said, A7, i16 or
Vision Nano,
Z5 dual core Vision Nano Bogues. I mean, there's no point doing a review on your Vamo because we've done mine. You can have a look at my new drip tip, I suppose.
You'll get like a little. This is how it looks.
Drip off. Yeah, we'll probably. Obviously, I think what we'll do is when Dan's flavourings come through, because I believe he's going to post them some point this week, we might have a little shout out video to Dan for them.
We're going to do a review on these flavourings.
We're going to review you hardcore.
We are going to review you hardcore.
I did make a little joke about this earlier actually. I was like, yeah, we should do a little review video on Dan's flavourings when they come through. Dan, shit. But Dan, I don't think that's going to be the case at all, mate. I was joking. But
he wasn't.
I fucking was. He's such a dick. But yeah, so we've probably got a few videos within the next week. We've probably got 7 or 8 videos coming, but quite a few new products. Hopefully we've got the A7 and very possibly even the E-Baron in there as well, which is going to be a lot of close-ups and swearing if he tries to re-wick it. But I can't see it. I think it's just going to be
I've got no non-resistance wire yet anyway, so it ain't going to be re-wicked for at least a few weeks.
There you go. But I think that's about it, guys. So thank you very much for watching, because it's been an incredibly long video. I don't know how long, but I'm guessing.
Sorry to all your asses out there.
Yeah, in my arse is completely sore.
That ain't from sitting down.
Fisted.
Fucked with a flaming fist.
Fucked with a flaming fist.
Buy some deodorant and a.
I do want to point out the reason we're saying that is because we watched I Love You, Philip Morris, or whatever it is.
Philip.
I think it's Philip Morris. Philip Marshall.
Philip,
whatever it is. I Love You, Philip something or other with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
But yeah, basically he says it in that, and since then I found it absolutely hilarious once he said just bang, I was pissing myself, and since then it's just been saying of the day. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We really do appreciate it. We've got some videos coming. Hopefully this hasn't been too drawn out and boring.
Random item, cough sweets.
Cough sweets.
Blackcurrant one. I don't know why.
Like he thinks that's going to solve his face. Yeah, the problems with his tongue can be solved with cough sweets. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys. I have been the Proton. He has been the Worm. We will catch you again very, very shortly this week with some more videos. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, see you later, guys.